If you can't track your phone calls, you're flying blind. Service businesses rely on calls because customers want quick answers and even faster service. But when you're running Google Ads without proper call tracking, you don't actually know what's working, or even worse, where your customers really come from. That means you could be wasting money on the wrong campaign. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to track calls from three critical sources: call extensions, your website after they click an ad, and from any traffic source. You'll see which ads and pages make your phone ring and which ones just burn your budget. No complicated software, just a clean setup that gives you the visibility behind every call. Most marketers fail here. They use one static number, no dynamic call tracking, no tag manager events, no clarity. Here's how to fix it. You want to track these three paths: calls from your ads, calls from your website after an ad click, calls from your website from any traffic source. Let's get started. When you first log on to your Google Ads account, you're going to see your home screen. And the first thing you want to do if you haven't been tracking calls is go to admin, account settings, and turn on call reporting. So we have call reporting here. You're going to want to turn this on. And then if you're in the United States, you can go ahead and turn on save call recordings for 30 days. Go ahead and hit save. Now we're going to want to create our call asset. So we're going to go to our campaign, hit asset, hit plus, hit call. And here is where we can add in our phone number. So exactly how you type this in is how it's going to show up on your ads. There you go. And then go ahead and just hit save. So Google is going to automatically track any calls that are directly from your ads using their Google forwarding number. It's as simple as that. Now we can go over to our campaign, edit our ad, scroll all the way down to more assets, hit calls, and we can add in our phone numbers. And that's how your phone number is going to show underneath your ad copy. Go ahead and hit apply. And then you can go ahead and hit save ad. Awesome. So now you've added a call extension to your ads. But what if somebody clicks on your ad and visits your website? Well, what you're going to want to do then is use a tool called Google Tag Manager to be able to dynamically insert new numbers on your website so that when somebody calls this Google forwarding number, Google is able to figure out that this person called you, and therefore it should be counted as a conversion. We're going to use a tool called Google's Tag Manager and Google's Dynamic Number Insertion, which swaps the number on your website out with a Google forwarding number, which allows Google to be able to track people who give you a call from your website. So we're going to create a new conversion action. We're looking to create conversions from phone calls. So hit save and continue. We're looking for phone call leads. We're going to add a conversion action: calls from website visits. Click on someone calls a number shown on my website. I'm in Canada, so I'm going to set my country. The number that I want them to call is 519-729-2230. And the number that shows up on my website, scroll all the way down here. You need to make sure that the number that is shown on your website, the number that you put in here, is exactly how it is on your website. So make sure that your phone number shows up consistently across your website. Use this event. Now that we've created our conversion action, we want to edit our settings so that we can filter out spam. You can change your conversion action if you want. I'm going to set mine to calls from website, PB for playbook. If you know the value of your leads, go ahead and add it here. We want to make sure that people who call us multiple times only get counted as one conversion. So we're going to click one. You only want to use every if it's for purchases, but since we're looking for leads or signups, we want to click one. And then we've already set up our phone number. Here's where most marketers make their mistake. We want to filter out calls that are spam. And so we're going to set our call length to either 60 seconds or 90 seconds or 120 seconds. It really depends on how long it takes you to qualify a lead once they give you a call. So for me, I'm going to leave it at 60 seconds because it usually takes about a minute for me to figure out if somebody is a good lead or if they're just tire kickers. Now go ahead and hit done, hit save and continue. Now that we're done setting up our conversion action, we need to actually connect it to our website. If you're going to be setting this up yourself, like I will be, you're going to need Google Tag Manager. If you have a developer, go ahead and just email over the instructions. They'll know what to do. Right now, click finish. We're going to set this up on Google Tag Manager. So we need to go back into our conversion. We need to go to tag setup, and we're going to use Google Tag Manager. So go ahead and click this. Google Tag Manager is going to provide for us all the information that we need. And here are the two things that we're going to need. So now we're going to go to Google Tag Manager, hit new. First things first, we want to set up our Google Tag ad. So go ahead and click Google Tag. We need our tag ID. So we're going to go back over here, install the tag ourselves. This is the information that we need. So we're going to grab this, copy and paste. We want to initialize it on all sites. So name it Google Ads tag. Hit save. Now we're also going to add in our Google Ads call from website conversions. So go ahead and click that. We know the number that we want to replace, so copy and paste. Now we need our conversion ID and our conversion label, which we saw earlier. Go ahead and copy that, place that there. Copy this, place that here. And we ought to make sure that this is triggering on all websites, because wherever your number is, we want Google to swap that number out with their Google forwarding number. So go ahead and hit add and hit save. You can actually take these ones out because we just need it to be on page view. So go ahead and hit save. Yep, we need a number that's fine. We'll just save that like that. Perfect. Now we want to make sure that this actually works. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit preview. Go ahead and go to your website. Awesome. So on the side here, you can see that my Google Ads tag fired and my Google Ads calls from website conversion fired. But we want to make sure that our number is actually getting replaced. So the way to do that is, let's go ahead and copy this, put this in your browser, and we want to add in this at the end. So hashtag or number side Google-WCC-debug and hit enter. Give it a second. It's going to load up. I've got a lot of different things on the background, so it takes some time. It's going to try to connect. It didn't connect, but that's okay. We're going to hit refresh. So I clicked Control R there. Just waiting for this thing to pop up. Just give it some time. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Okay, let's try clicking Open Tag Assistant just so that it connects again. Perfect. And then go back. There you go. So Google Ads website call conversions, force. And you're going to see 999, 999, 999. So that lets us know that this is working. Our setup is working, and Google has now replaced our number with their Google forwarding number. So whenever somebody calls after they've clicked your ad, Google's going to be able to track that as a conversion and send it over to Google Ads. So go ahead and click finish, and we're all done with this. You could go back to your Google Tag Manager and hit submit. Added dynamic call tracking, publish. Perfect. And there you have it. You have now added dynamic number tracking to your website, and this is going to allow you to be able to track phone calls from your website whenever somebody clicks on your ads. But what if you want to track calls from your website when people don't come from an ad, but they click on it from a mobile phone? So now that we set up our dynamic call tracking through Google Tag Manager, we actually want to set up call tracking to Google Analytics from any other traffic sources. So what we're going to do is go to variables. We want to make sure that we have this set up. So go to configure and click on click URL and then back out. That should work right there. Perfect. Then we want to go to triggers, hit new, hit triggers again, hit just clicks, some clicks, click URL, contains tell with the colon. The reason why is because when you're on mobile and you hit a link that has a tell colon, it allows the mobile phone to be able to call directly from the website. So hit save. We're gonna call this tell click. Perfect. Now we're gonna go to tags, hit new, hit tag configuration, hit GA4 or Google Analytics, and then GA4 events. Perfect. Now we want to get our measurement ID. So go ahead and copy our measurement ID from Google Analytics. Perfect. And we're going to name this event tell underscore click. We want to add in 2 event parameters. Event category, the value is call. Event label, the value is click URL. Perfect. The trigger is the trigger that we just set up, which is tell click. Go ahead and hit save. You can name this GA4 tell click event and hit save. Awesome. Now we want to test out to make sure this works. So we're going to hit preview. We're going to hit connect. Just move this over so you guys can see. Now, if I scroll down to the bottom of my website and I hit this link, as you can see, GA4 tell click event has fired. You can see here that says open app, pick an app to open. If this was on mobile, it will go directly to the phone app. I'm just gonna close this. And we see that GA4 tell click event has fired and it sent that data over to Google Analytics. Now that you've set up proper call tracking, you want to be able to see your results in your Google Ads. So go over to your campaign dashboard, click on columns, edit, and we want to search up phone calls. Click on that. There we go. Make sure your phone calls are there. And then we also want to click on phone call leads. Now, you might not have phone call leads. It depends on how your account was first set up. Some accounts I see phone call leads. Some accounts I don't see phone call leads. I'm really actually not sure why that happens. But if you do have phone call leads, it's actually really great. So go ahead and add that. Perfect. And hit apply. Now we'll be able to see how many phone calls we got and how many phone call leads we got. And these phone call leads should match exactly with the conversions that you have from your call extensions and from your calls from website conversions. And your phone calls is going to be tracked by anybody who interacts with your ads and calls you, or who interacts with your Google forwarding number on your website and calls you. Now you can track every call that matters. If you're just starting Google Ads and want to know how to turn a low budget into profit, watch this video next.